Hey, what's happening, guys? Welcome back. It's Huffman here, and the Stanley Cup final matchup is finally set, and Gary Bettman and everybody in the NHL front office was able to go to sleep peacefully last night, knowing that they wouldn't have a Stanley Cup final matchup traveling between Nashville and Ottawa. Yeah, the Sens put up a hell of a fight against the Pittsburgh Penguins, and I kept writing them off. In every single series, I wrote off the Senators. Much like everybody else, I had them losing to the Bruins in the first round, I had them getting dick slapped by the Rangers in the second round, and I couldn't fathom them losing to the Penguins in the Eastern Conference Final, and they damn near pulled it off last night. And that was the theme for the Senators throughout the entire postseason. They just kept finding ways to win games. When it looked like they were out of it, they came back, tied it up, and won it in overtime. They did that a couple times against the Rangers. They just would not go away, being a constant pain in the ass. Craig Anderson did what he had to do to keep his team in the game, and their luck inevitably ran out last night in double overtime against the Pittsburgh Penguins. You get a little end-over-end shot from Chris Kunitz, who only had 2 points in this postseason leading up to that Game 7. And he ended up having 3 points last night, including 2 goals, which also included the game winner. A nice pass from Sidney Crosby. Kunitz takes the end-over-end shot, and it just completely fools Craig Anderson. And Anderson's reaction said it all. Sitting there with his arms up in the air for a good 2-3 seconds, and then dropping his head. But the Senators have nothing to be ashamed about. I mean, keep their heads high, man, because nobody thought this was possible for them to make it to this point. Like I said, I never gave them a shot. But the better team did win this series, and arguably they've been the best team in the Eastern Conference for the last 2 years. It doesn't come as a shock that the Penguins have reached the Stanley Cup final in back-to-back seasons. And they're going up against a Nashville Predators team who is playing their best hockey all season. They're getting scoring from guys like Philip Forsberg and James Neal. They're getting a ton of secondary scoring, losing Ryan Johansson and Kevin Fiala. Guys like Colton Sissons have really stepped up, and they're putting pucks in the back of the net. Defense, one of the most underrated defenses in the league, and they're having a coming-out party this postseason. Guys like Ellis, you know what you're getting from Subban, Ekholm. I mean, the list just goes on and on. Roman Josi. I mean, that defense, they're all locked down, and they're all dangerous when the puck is on their stick because they can put it in the back of the net themselves. Great playmakers back there as well. And then you got Pekka Rinne, who's been a brick wall this entire postseason. You can't get anything by the guy, and that's what's made the Predators so damn difficult to beat in this postseason. So, now comes prediction time. Who is going to hoist Lord Stanley's Cup this season? Okay, well, you got the Pittsburgh Penguins being carried on the backs by Sidney Crosby and Evgeny Malkin. They're duking it out for the Conn Smythe Trophy right now. They're number 1 and number 2 in points this postseason. You know what the Penguins can do. They can get a lot of clutch scoring from seemingly anybody on that roster. Guys like Chris Kunitz, who had a down year. He battled some injuries, and he ends up getting 3 clutch points in the Game 7 double overtime winner. And then, if you let Phil Kessel shoot the puck, lots of bad things could happen for the Predators if they allow Phil Kessel to get the puck in the slot or in high-scoring areas. And they can get clutch goals, guys like Rust, Bonino. I mean, I can just go on and on with guys on that roster who can come up with a big goal. Now, on defense for the Pittsburgh Penguins, they have been banged up seemingly since December. While getting Trevor Daley back, they get a few extra days of rest. Hopefully that'll be good for Trevor Daley. It'll help tighten up that D. And you saw what Justin Schultz can do on the power play last night. Chris Letang, that's usually Chris Letang's spot. Well, Schultz comes up, he steps in Letang's spot, comes up with a big power play goal. That's good for Penguin fans, so you're not missing Letang too much there. But just the rest of the D, it worries me a little bit because they have been banged up pretty much all year. They haven't been healthy really since December, like I said. And the way Nashville's playing right now, I could see them carving up that Pittsburgh defense. I don't know if it'll happen, but I wouldn't be shocked if it did. So that's where I see the weak point for the Pittsburgh Penguins. But you go on the flip side, you can make the case that the one weak point for the Nashville Predators has been that they haven't gotten enough offense, enough scoring from guys you'd expect to, have high goal numbers. Outside of Philip Forsberg, who's got 8 goals this postseason, Victor Arvidsson has not done enough. He's only got 2 goals this postseason. He has 8 apples. He has 8 apples, but a guy like Victor Arvidsson, you'd expect he'd be putting the puck in the back of the net more often than he's doing. So if you want to make one argument for one weak point for the Nashville Predators, is that they haven't gotten enough offense from the guys who are supposed to be putting up the high offensive numbers, the high goal numbers. So those two aspects could very well cancel each other out. So, wrap it up here. Pittsburgh has a distinct advantage in offensive firepower. Crosby, Malkin, Kessel, Gensel, who's leading the postseason in goals. I also like Pittsburgh better in the center position, and as good as Nashville's been in the faceoff dot this postseason, they haven't faced a team like the Pittsburgh Penguins when it comes to taking faceoffs and just playing the center position. And especially with losing Ryan Johansson, I think that greatly increases the advantage of the Pittsburgh Penguins in that position. Pittsburgh, you got guys like Bonino, Matt Cullen, Malkin, and Crosby. And then you go to the Predators side, you got Yarncroc, Fiddler, Colton Sissons, and we don't know if Mike Fisher's going to be back in there. That'll help a little bit. But again, losing Ryan Johansson, your best faceoff guy, clearly, again, I think that gives a very big advantage to the Penguins in the faceoff dot. I think it goes without saying that Nashville has a huge advantage when it comes to the defensive unit. What more needs to be said about how well Nashville's defense has played this postseason? Same with the goaltending. What more needs to be said about Pekka Rinne this postseason? He's been a brick wall. He's been a brick wall. And as good as Matt Murray is, and I think Pittsburgh made the right move by putting him in, I think you got to say it right now that Nashville has a clear advantage when it comes to goaltending. Obviously, Pittsburgh's got the experience. They've been there before. Can they figure out how to close it out and hoist that cup? And then finally, Nashville is very well rested compared to Pittsburgh, playing 2 back-to-back 7-game series. Nashville's going to have a full week off going into Game 1, and I think they're just going to look a lot more fresh out there. And with all that being said, I got the Nashville Predators winning their first ever Stanley Cup, taking the series in 6 games. So that's it for me. Let me know what you guys think in the comments section down below. If you want to hit me up on Twitter, follow me at JeffHuffman87. And if you want to check me out over on my channel, check me out over at Huffman's Hangout. Be sure to check out all the videos that we got uploaded here on the channel. And share this around, smack the like button on its big fat chin, and I'll see you on the next one. Thanks for watching. Have a good one.